So this is correct Kung Fu stance. So how do you analyze your Kung Fu? And this is going to throw out all of the different moves. So people have moves down with their Kung Fu, various types of steps, things like that nature. You can kind of just throw all of that out. And so any movement that you do, you're resting inside of a wave or a mound of water, right? And that wave or the mound of water is your body mass, and that wave, that water, slides over the floor in a pile, exactly like you would see a wave moving over the bottom of the ocean, right? So as a wave moves across the ocean, you see a mound of water moving through the field. And that's exactly what's going on with your body water and your skeleton, your metabolism, all of your organs are in that field and they're floating. And so good Kung Fu is to remain centered in that field. So that's a big deal for some people. Some people are not in it at all. Like you can be in front of it or like standing up way above it, over it. And so the first thing to do is to actually feel your presence and fall down into it, exactly like you would be trying to stay in the middle of a wave and floating. And then whenever you're doing anything, the correct technique, like for something like this, has nothing to do with your elbows. It's, I'm in that field, and so my correct technique is to push with all of it. The same way that if you whatever your contact point with something or somebody was, and you push off of it and you're pushing right there, your contact point with your presence and with your field is everywhere. And so like if I'm going to go in a direction, I'm pushing off of it with everything. And then if you were to go faster, right, like that's all your limb motion is intentionally pushing off of your presence, right, which is that water field. And then you're mindful of everything, and you don't have to like remember, oh, keep my elbows down or keep my toes aligned or to whatever, because the reason it's there isn't like the shape. The reason that you're there is to push off of or access that. You would want to, if you're not pushing off of your presence, you're either being pushed by it, led by it, or you're running into it. Right? So you want to be, if you're not swimming on the water, it's dragging on you. So it's always swimming. And like I was saying before, the swimming is balance. The floating in the field is balance. And you just expand the positions or whatever. But like, if you start to feel it, you can deal with anything running into you, be it the ground or another person, the same way that you would post up and like take a wave hitting you, or to slip underneath it, or whatever. The most judo throws and stuff like that, where you're upending somebody, is that you're slipping under their wave, under the field, and then you can lift it or throw it or spin it. And the same thing with, like, if you're gonna strike, that field crashes. So you have like a wave thing. And then with that field, if you directly run into the other person, there's kind of a net neutral effect of it. But the correct technique entirely boils down to what's your relationship with your being or with your presence or with your awareness. And that's a relationship with what is essentially a wave or a mountain of water. There's a little blip in the totality of awareness that makes up the whole world. Like where you are is a wave. And so that wave is your awareness, your wave. And then your skeleton and your breath is inside of the that wave. And when you feel that, like I don't practice anything, like anything. It's just there. Like this like when you master this, you get like a big, like, you know, what are you gonna do now? Like you don't need to work out. You don't need to train. You don't need to do all this other stuff because it doesn't have anything to do with like if the technique's correct or not.